first turn on the game Assassin's Creed, the very first one, it opens up on a scene, a courtyard where a noble's pulling up. The assassin, you see him moving through the crowd. He approaches his target, but suddenly he's spotted. The guards chase him. Other assassins come out to help him. He, of course, has to run away. Blends into the crowd and vanishes. The excitement in that brief opening sequence, if you ever saw it, makes you wonder what this game is going to be about. Now, the Assassin's Creed game has gone on to become a major franchise, up to 5 games now, with more still in the works. What makes this series of games exciting is, first off, the gameplay is unique and very easy for people to learn, but at the same time, difficult to master. The graphics of the game have just proceeded to get better and better through each installment of the system. And then ultimately, what really brings this game in and makes it enjoyable to play is the overall storyline of the game. A particular example of what makes the game enjoyable, in Assassin's Creed 2, after your character has gone through so much, his father and brother were both executed for supposed treason as they were set up. He has to save his mother and sister, and just when he thinks all hope is lost, some saviors come out. And in homage to a video game everyone else is pretty much played since it is one of the oldest games, a character steps up and in a fashion completely unlike the rest of the game, just quotes a line. "It's me, Mario!" Of course, it is so outside the franchise of the game, but it's little tidbits like that throughout the game that make it enjoyable to play. And what I'm going to show you is a few other reasons as to why the Assassin's Creed franchise is a series you should at least give a try. Okay. Now, the gameplay of Assassin's Creed is an open-world style stealth game. It involves combat within cities and villages, and in the most recent installment, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, they even added an element of ship combat, where you can fight between ships as well as board enemy ships. Alistair Stevenson, in a review of this game, explained that the city combat is very much like the other games, making the game that is easy to step right into if you've played the previous games. Now, the second aspect, as I said, which makes Assassin's Creed a fun game to play is the graphics of the game and how sharp and crisp and how they feel. So I've got a short, quick demonstration. Now this demonstration shows a comparison between the Xbox, the PlayStation 4, and the PC. Now this is of course from the Black Flag game. In Black Flag you play Connor Kenway, who is an erstwhile pirate trying to make his way. As you can see, the game's got a wide variety of characters. The graphics go between various cinematic sequences to gameplay. Some of these shots are actual gameplay, while others are just various cinematic sequences. So as you can see, the graphics in the game are fairly detailed for being a video game, and one as detailed in terms of the story that it has. I will stop this here. Now, the main reason why Assassin's Creed is such an enjoyable video game is the storyline. It's got a main overall story that involves a character by the name of Desmond Miles. His storyline takes place in modern times, set in year around 2013. In the game, he was raised as part of the Assassin's Guild. At a young age, he decided to leave because he just basically thought his family was crazy. He is then kidnapped by an organization, a company named Abstergo, who is actually the modern-day version of the Knights Templar. Now, they are looking for what they refer to as a piece of Eden, which can give people incredible powers and control over others. To locate these things, they have discovered that you can use the memories of people to view their ancestors' past lives. Now, the character of Desmond Miles, his line and ancestry dates all the way back to the time of the Crusades. And in the first installment of the game, you play a majority of the game as one of his ancestors, Altair, who is a knight, an assassin, fighting the Knights Templar throughout Jerusalem and during the Crusades. In Assassin's Creed 2, you then relive the life of another ancestor of Desmond's, who is known as Ezio, throughout the Renaissance period. Now, those games span over actually 3 games: Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and then Assassin's Creed Revelations. You follow the character of Ezio from a child as he grows up, becomes an assassin, rebuilds a devastated assassins guild, and then ends up to the point he dies. You even have some flashbacks to the Altair character. In Assassin's Creed 4, which is actually the fifth game in the entire installment, you then relive a past life of his, past ancestor's life of Connor Kenway. Now, Connor is half Native American, and his father was actually a Templar who was raised as an assassin, but then defected. You know, in that game, it takes place during the Revolutionary War, and throughout the whole story, like, you relive these characters' lives, and each thing you do within the past has an effect on the future. And then, with the new games that are coming out, there are 2 new games coming out. The one that we actually know the title to is a game called Unity, which takes place during the French Revolution. And there's really nothing released about that other than it takes place during the French Revolution. So it's these various aspects of the Assassin's Creed franchise, how the gameplay, how the graphics of the game, along with the overall story, make Assassin's Creed a fun game that you should try to at least experience and play at some point in your life. So, if at any point after playing these games, if you're walking, through a dark alley and you think you hear something, don't worry, it's just a video game.